I'm not really much of a pianist, honestly. Like I'm not even just being like humble or modest. Like, well, I guess I am being modest if we're going by the definition of what modest actually is, from what I've heard from Personality Hacker, which is pretty much knowing, being accurate with what you're actually good at and accurate with what you're not good at. So to be humble can sometimes downplay what you're actually good at. And there's no problem with admitting what you're actually good at. But if you're like downplaying it, that can be almost as bad as bragging on it. So all of that to say, I'm really, especially like when it comes to an actual piano, like not a keyboard, then yeah, I'm not really like the best. But I like to like, play some things. Anyway, one of the things that I've realized, or one of the reasons why I'm even like here, like playing, like every once in a while, every blue moon, that I like to just come and play when I have the time. And yesterday, I was talking to one of my my roommate's friend. She came over and we were talking about puns and stuff like that, and somehow that went into poetry. And she likes to like make like funny like wordplay jokes and things along those lines. And when we were comparing poetry, then she was asking me for some tips. And I said one of the tips that I could give her was taking things further. So one of the things that I had thought about was there's like pianos like all over the city. Like if you go downtown, then you have pianos just sitting outside. So she took some pictures around those pianos, and then she posted the pictures. And maybe by the time I post this video, then I'll actually like have the picture to be able to post, to be displaying right now, so you can see the caption. But there was like a caption with a pun, with like puns over there, which pretty much were like indicating stuff like, oh, something something something, the key, blah 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 blah, togetherness and blah blah blah, something along those lines. And she said, yeah, like, do you get what it is? And I was like, yeah, that's actually really good. Like, I really liked it. And I was like, when you're trying to make your poetry, you should push it even further. So one of the things that maybe I would have done, and I'm not the best poet either. I will say that I'd like to think that I'm pretty good. So I guess that's me being modest, accurate with what I'm good at. And my poetry is definitely much better than my piano playing, so that's good. I spend more time with that craft. But I know, I also acknowledge that I'm not like Ezekiel Azonwu or Jackie Hope Perry or Jeanette X or What Is Joe Doing, even, any of those types of guys. Like they got it. But I am working towards it, every now and then. And that being said, one of the things that I mentioned was that if it were me, to stretch that, I would have played even more with the words. So she said something about the key, which I understand, and then I said, like, you could have said maybe like the key to, harmony, because like you can have the octaves, but then the key to harmony, like, then you have the chord, stuff like that. So the piano key to harmony could potentially be the addition of both the black keys to the white keys. then when you're only playing with the white keys, then you have, you know, like the. But then when you're playing with the black keys, then you can have the. You know, stuff like that. I think I actually accidentally hit a white key. But then when you add both the black and the white keys, now you have a harmony. Now you have that whole thing is in white keys. That's not good. Maybe if you like added like black keys, like so that's the whole point of that, was the addition. I guess the symbolism behind it is, if you haven't picked up on it, was racism. We already have. I already made a video on, you know, racism. Technically two, I guess, if you're including my original Black Panther video, and then the one where I just segmented racism, the segment on racism. If you haven't checked those out, then you can check them out right now. But yeah, that simple conversation about, you know, puns, which, if we're being honest, it actually came from like a dirty joke. And then it went into like a more like, you know, allowing your mind to be able to like make certain connections and stuff like that. And then coming to that caption with the piano and everything. Like when she said togetherness, I would have said like harmony, you know, because then, you know, if you're talking about a piano, use a synonym for togetherness, which is harmony. Like that's pretty beautiful too. And then when you get there, then you also you have you know, like the black and white keys, like I just said. And when you have black and white people working together, then you have so many more options on how you can make better music. You have so many more options on, you know, so much more freedom, like on the keys, like to be able to make as much. Like if you were only focused on the black keys, which coincidentally is the minority, yeah, they can sound cool, you know, stuff like that. But it's funny because I don't even really know how to play much like with the black keys. But yeah, they can sound cool, but they're still so limiting. And then if you're only playing with the white keys, yeah, you can, because there's like much more, then there's like more that you could like play with. But then if you really want, like, from what I've experienced, like those really like cool chords, like, nah, I don't, I'd have to like be actually playing in order to get it. I can't do it right now. Let me see. I can't do it right now. I'd have to actually like be playing. Sorry. Yep. All right. I quit. But my whole point is, like I said, you have so many more options. You can have things that sound even better. And then if I feel like, you know, if we integrate ourselves to each other, then, you know, we'll have better harmony. We'll have better options on how we can approach the world. If we can get the big, ugly boundary of, oh, I don't want to use those white keys, you know, or I don't want to use the black keys, you know, and then you're going to be really stuck with the music that you're able to play. But if you allow yourself to use all of the keys on the piano, no matter what color, now you have much more options. Does this mean that you'll always have to use the black keys, or you'll always have to use the white keys in an equal amount? Maybe not. Like, there's some songs that just honestly won't use it, but that's not due to like discrimination. That's just, you know, due to how the song is probably like set up, and that could even be debatable in and of itself, because, you know, you could probably find a way to even include the black keys to make it better, or include more white keys to make it even better. It all depends. But hopefully you guys are catching the symbolism here, that we're much better when we work together. And like I said, I've already made a video about racism and all of that, but this wasn't really like a pointed video. This was literally like just a spontaneous speaking video. I forgot to say that at the beginning, but yeah, I'm just here playing on the piano and remembering the conversation from yesterday, and I thought that this might be something worth listening to. So yeah, I think that's all. Done.